2, 1, power up!
And the first match of our second semifinal has begun. Right away, Code Orange taking the scale for Red, looking to add more to that lead. 330, over on Blue does not place the cube they tried to on the scale. They go back for a second though. Again, falls off. Code Orange has placed 2, none yet for the Blue Alliance. Each alliance does have control of their switch, but many robots now will be rushing to the scale. Looks like Griffin Gear in their eagerness dropping a cube, having to go back for it. Looks like 330 places the first cube for Blue. Eagle Robotics joining them quickly, but Red still has the advantage, and Griffin Gear is adding to that lead. So far, control of the switches has not been contested. All the robots are focused on the scale in the center. Looks like Eagle Robotics placing a cube for Blue. Beach Blitz is trying to join them, precariously placed, but Blue does not yet have the advantage on the scale. Looks like Griffin Gear over on Red trying to add to that lead. Eagle Robotics over on the blue side, rushing downfield to pick up a cube. Cubes in the center of the field are sparse now. Many of them have already been placed on the scale. That means robots are going to have to go farther to try and get them. With about 1:20 left to go, Red Alliance has a lead by about 70 points. And now we're starting to see some contention over on the switches. Looks like Blue Alliance is trying to take back Red's switch, but they do still maintain control. Trident Tech starting to bring cubes to the exchange for Red. Beach Bots are doing the same over on the blue side. Red has maintained the advantage on the scale, but it looks like their switch might be in danger. Clockwork Orange is placing another cube there. Trident Tech trying to answer that, but their cube not staying in place. Eagle Robotics is still trying to take back the scale for Blue, but their cube falls off. Red, meanwhile, is putting some tall stacks on the scale. With 40 seconds left to go. Scale has been in Red's control for most of the match. Red, however, has lost control of their switch. Blue has placed more cubes there, but that might not make the difference as we approach the end game. Looks like Red Alliance has played a levitate power-up. Blue has as well. Now the robots are moving to actually climb the center of the field. 330 is on the rung for Blue. Griffin Gear on the rung for Red. Looks like Beach Bots are going to try and go up with both of their partners. Eagle Robotics are in place. Clockwork Orange is going to join them. Trident Tech getting up on Griffin Gear on Red. We have all the robots trying to lift off on the field. 3 robots in the air for Blue, 2 for Red. And that is how we end our match. And our results are in. It is the Red Alliance winning with the score of 391 to 283. Now let's take a look at this semifinal over with RSN.
5 robots up in the air at the end of that match. We haven't seen that. 330 really showing all of their capabilities in that match.
It's an incredible display of what these robots are capable of.
Yeah, so they started that match with 3476 and 330 facing each other on the same side of the field, and then a more advantageous plate distribution for the Red Alliance. How did that affect the rest of this?
Yeah, let's take it over to the replay and really take a look at what we have going on here. As you mentioned, we have 330 and Code Orange on the same side of the field, so that means that 330 gets the rough draw, and they have to go all the way across the field for autonomous, and they end up with 0 cubes on the scale in auto, while Code Orange gets 2 out of 3. This makes it really difficult. You're now at a 2-cube deficit coming out of autonomous, and that's really a lot to catch up to.
Yeah, and we saw this match play out a lot more like later championship matches or some IRI matches with 2 robots on the scale pretty much the whole match for both alliances.
Yeah, both alliances did a really great job of making sure every cube counted as much as they could, taking time to make sure that it counted and not trying to rush and be reckless and end up dropping them and actually having it take longer to score cubes. It really was well executed by both alliances, just that autonomous advantage based on the randomizer was really the kicker here.
So it's entirely possible that the second match looks just like a mirror of this one if 330 gets 2 or 3 on their side and 3476 has to cross. So as well as these, they practiced really well stacking on the scale, and maybe the next match is just a flipped scale.
Yeah, and I mean, it's interesting to see. It's an interesting strategic choice. At the championships this year, we saw a lot of teams intentionally choose to be on the opposite side, so that you knew that if your opponent with the best autonomous got a cross-scale auto, so would you. So it would be more evenly matched.
It's likely that robots here don't have as much tuning as they did during the season, and maybe they just can't run the right side anymore. But let's look ahead to the second match of the first semifinal, where Red really